Hello, welcome to the 7th annual Ratchet and Clank Speedrunning Awards. I am your host, 24/7 Yu-Gi-Oh! And yeah, we're already here. I'm not really sure how, but it's the end of 2024. I hope you like the new layout. Um, and yeah, so it's been an interesting year. Some people might say it was a less interesting year than others, but I mean, there was still quite a bit of stuff. I mean, Ouya got swept. That's only happened once before. Um, and within that sweep, we had sub 20, sub 40, sub 60. We had Going Mobile finally get its long-standing two world records beaten, along with the sub 10 and 90%. Um, we had Size Matters being transformed with file hugging. We had some revolutions in RaC 1. I could go on with everything that's happened this year, but I think we should just get into it. So, of course, like every year, we have 7 awards: Rookie of the Year, Community Member, Video, Strat Hunter, Run, and Runner of the Year. And we have a couple other things as well. I will also say SAC did get nearly swept by Ratchet Runner. I won't leave that out. But yeah, so I suppose we can move into the first award, which is Rookie of the Year. So let's take a look at the nominees. Okay, look, there's more stuff, but you know, it's fine. Anyway, Rookie of the Year. So we only had 3 nominees this year, but frankly, nobody else really came close to these 3. In the first round of voting, there was nobody else who got more than 3 votes. So it really was just a competition between these 3. Coincidentally, all RaC 1 runners. But yeah, so first up we have Atapi. And it's rare for a rookie nominee to actually be doing stuff that isn't already done by veteran runners. I mean, usually Rookie of the Year just goes to people who have gotten pretty solid times. Maybe they've even gotten a world record. But Atapi has really pioneered a new age of RaC 1, you can even say. You can see in that compilation there, we've got Dust Hovers. There's the Velden 2 Dust Hover. And yeah, took all 4 packless world records at one point. Doesn't have 8 packless bolts anymore, but still has the other 3. And gave us a very interesting example of what RaC 1 NG Plus might look like in the future with a 1948 using Dust Hovers and Pokeskip. So you could almost say a revolutionary runner, which is very impressive for a first year of running. But next up we have Killjay, who also has been involving Dust Hovers and some new strats. Also another packless runner who does have the 8 packless bolts world record right now. And yeah, has gotten some pretty good times at 29 and 80%, 52 in AGB. So quite an impressive scorecard there. And then we have CPT Gallant, who, once again, a RaC 1 runner, but particularly on PS2, which is quite interesting because PS2, has not really been a thing for RaC 1 for quite some time. But it's very interesting to see them giving it a shot and getting some, PS2 world records. And yeah, so those are our 3 nominees for Rookie of the Year. And three great nominees. But let's get to the awards. So, in 3rd place, on 11 votes, we have Killjay. In 2nd place, on 19 votes, we have CPT Gallant. Which means that in 1st place, on 34 votes, we have Atapi. Congratulations. Now, if Atapi's here, feel free to to join VC. You can give a bit of a speech if you want to. You don't have to. But yeah, once again, like really just a very deserved award, because I mean, frankly, almost nobody else is doing the things that Atapi's doing. Like the world record for NG Plus, it's still from 20, I guess it's 2023, but it doesn't have dust hovers. It certainly doesn't have pokey skip. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see what they do in the future. I mean, it's already interesting to see what they've done now. But yeah, so yeah, congratulations. Okay, well, I'll give them a moment if they want to join. I don't know if they're here right now, but yeah, so that's Rookie of the Year. And yeah, that was quite a substantial lead, 34 votes to 19 to 11. And again, outside of these three, it really was not much of a contest. So a deserved victory from Atapi. Yes, that is true. Just join any VC, and I'll drag you in if you're here. But yeah. If you're the Rookie of the Year, you can join. So Sin's free to join, but I don't think anyone else can. Okay, right. Well, if they do show up at any point, feel free to do your speech, but I will move on to the next category now. So let's go back. Okay, Community Member of the Year. So this award goes to the Community Member of the Year, the person who has had the most impact on the community, I suppose. Yeah, let's take a look at the nominees. So, first up, we have 24/7 Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know this guy, but I've heard he's done a fair bit of work behind the scenes. Ran the Prelay, ran the RaC Awards, and also made tutorials for ACET, Quest for Booty. I don't think anyone's used them yet, but they are made. Oh, hold on. Watch. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, done a fair bit of work behind the scenes. Also keeps up the a large amount of statistics about the games. Yeah. So. Next we have Marathon Man, who is certainly no stranger to this award, a reigning 3-time Golden Guy winner. Nobody's done that in any category. I think, unless there's something with strats. But anyway, very a returning veteran to this category, and of course he's continued to be such a supportive presence in the community. Helping out new runners, pointing them in the right direction. Yeah, so then we have Isak, who has been behind quite a few new tools this year. There was the PS2 timer mod, but that it didn't end up working out, but still impressive. And then of course Black Label mod, which has been it revitalized the RaC 2 in a way, really. Well, these would probably be tools of construction, I would say. Yes. And of course he's been active throughout the community for the whole year, really. Then we have the Sajbean, who is also a reigning winner because it was tied last year. And he has helped out with quite a few things in the community, particularly the monthly recaps. I think every recap this year Sajbean's been a part of, and particularly in the later ones, he's been taking quite a lot of the work there, as well as made a tutorial for NoLC. So if anyone's looking to run that category, I would recommend it. And yeah, again, has been present in quite a lot of streams. Then next, finally, we have Robo, who has been well, she also contributed to the Black Label mod, and I think the Timer mod. Yeah, has been quite helpful throughout the community, particularly in helping new runners and in tools like RaCman, and particularly the RaC auto splitter. Okay, so those are your nominees. Now, let's get to the winners. So, on 14 points, in third place, we have 24/7 Yu-Gi-Oh! In second place, on 19 points, we have Marathon Man. Not quite a 4-peat, but pretty close. And then in 22 points, on 22 points, in first place, your community member of the year is Issa. Congratulations. Again, if you want to join VC and say some words, feel free to. But yes, congratulations. Yeah, I mean, Black Label mod has been quite a. It's been good. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'll give them a moment if they want to join VC. Yeah, it's been good. I mean, particularly when it was first released, there was quite an influx in RaC 2 runners, and that's stayed. There's still people running RaC 2. Okay, yeah. Again, if any of the winners want to come back later and give a speech, feel free to. But yeah, okay. If he's asleep, I will move on to the next category. Okay, so our next category is Video of the Year, which goes to the best video production of 2024. And yeah, let's take a look at the nominees. So similarly to Rookie of the Year, there wasn't really any other nominee that came close outside of these three, and they are. So okay, well first we've got the Ouya NG Plus World Record Explained by Scotto Bozo, which it explains the Ouya NG Plus World Record, and it goes into a fair bit of detail about the whole run, and it explains the record. Yeah. I don't have much more to say about that, but that's the NG Plus World Record Explained. Then the Deadlocked No LC Segmented is a segmented run for Deadlocked No LC that showcases completing the game in 33:58, which is quite impressive considering the world record, which is already pretty good, is 37:36, I believe. So yeah, shaving almost 4 minutes off the world record with some pretty creative strats, and yeah, quite an innovative run. And then we have the Ouya NG plus no QE segmented, which is another segmented run. Although it's not as theoretical, I suppose, as the Deadlock run, but it gives, I suppose it's more of an RTA viable run, showing what possibly a future world record could possibly look like. I don't actually remember the time of that, but I think it is an 18. Yeah, so shaves a minute off the world record. But yeah, so those are the 3 nominees. And I probably should have said the Deadlock segment is by Mobius, the Ouya segment is by 12 Bullman. So let's take a look at the winners. So in 3rd place, on 13 votes, we have the Ouya segmented. In 2nd place, on 19 votes, we have the Deadlock segmented. Which means that in 1st place, on 32 votes, we have the Ouya NG plus world record explained by Scott Obozo. Yeah, congratulations. It's quite an interesting video. Actually, this is the first time that a video essay has actually won video of the year, because I think Ricky got 2nd place 3 years in a row. So congratulations. Again, if you want to join any of the VCs, I will drag you in. Yeah, it's an entertaining video, but also a good resource just for if you want to learn the game, if you just want to know about the game. That, I suppose that is true. I can't really interview your video, but if you want to interview in your video's place, you can do that. That is true. I've heard the gameplay speaks for itself. So although I guess this isn't gameplay. I mean, there's gameplay in it, but this is an explanation. Actually, okay, hold on. If the gameplay speaks for itself, then in theory you shouldn't really need a world record explain video, because the gameplay would speak for itself. So I don't know. It's interesting. But yeah, I mean, if you do want to join VC, or not, let me know. Yeah, it was very close between the no LC segmented and the world record explain up until like day 2, yeah, and then it really swung towards the world record explained. Okay, well, I suppose, well, I mean, I have something before we go to the next category anyway, so there we go. There's the first 3 categories: Rookie of the Year, Community Member of the Year, Video of the Year. But before we move on to the final 4, Strat Hunter, Run, and Runner, you may remember we did hold a trivia competition for most of the year. It was most of the year. And so we will be presenting the inaugural, and probably also last, but the inaugural Golden Terrachnoids. So here we are. So these I don't remember how many. Actually, no, we did 31 rounds in total. And so in in third place with 15 correct, we have Robo. Then, quite a jump up to 24 correct, we have Devil Snake. And then the winner of the possibly only Golden Terracnoid is, on 25 correct out of 31, Issa. Congratulations to all of our Terracnoid recipients, and I do have to give an honorable mention to Scotto for being on 14 out of 31. But yeah, so that is our trivia competition. Hopefully, one day we may hand out another Golden Terracnoid. But for the moment, you're all recipients of a very prestigious award, because nobody else has it. Yeah, we can now move on to the final four. Strat Hunter, Run, and Runner. Okay, so we'll start with Strat. Okay, right. Now we do have 5 nominees for this category. First up, we have cam flips in particularly RaC 1 and RaC 2, but they are also used in Ouya. And cam flips have been quite a revolutionary trick, really, and it's also just an absurd-looking piece of tech, because you can basically, well, you can clip through almost any wall, really, just with nothing. Well, okay, not almost any wall, but you can clip through a large amount of walls without any, just with the camera, which obviously you always have. You don't unlock the camera, and this cam flips also extend to camera pushes, which are used in RaC 1 on Velden. That's one example of them. But yeah, so cam flips, who I should say are by Artery and Pentali. They've opened up a lot more possibilities. In RaC 2, they completely got rid of the decoy and the swing shot, because they opened up enough possibilities that it is faster to skip them now. And quite a few applications in RaC 1, a fair amount in RaC 2. Ouya, I know there's one on Marcadia for the bolt in some category. I don't know. I'm sure there are others, but yeah, used across OG3, and quite a transformative trick. Next we have Gas in Tools of Destruction by Robo. Gas, or good old Scroller Skip, fixes the worst trick in the game, and I mean, you could even say the worst trick in the series. I'm going to say that because I think it's true. But they, so Gas, good old Scroller Skip, it skips the auto scrollers, and it works every time, 100%, unless you do something dumb or your game crashes, but for the most part, works every time. And it only loses 20 seconds to the original method, which was extremely inconsistent. Right, the original method was found back in 2022, and it was the holy grail of Todd, but it was just awful to pull off. Right, it was extremely inconsistent, and so Gas just fixes that completely. So yeah, really a very, very nice trick to have for Todd, and we've seen that recently with Todd NG Plus going back and forth between me and Torp. Now that we have Gas, we don't have to worry about hitting a frame perfect. I don't even know if it's frame perfect. I don't know what perfect it is. I've tried to figure it out. It's dumb. It's weird. I don't know. But regardless, it's gone now. So Gas, much needed. But next we have Level Smashing in Ouya by Drow and Robo, which has been used. It's an iteration on level stacking. It's similar, and it's been used for most notably Blackwater skip, which saves a fair amount in most categories, assuming you can get it. I mean, obviously there have been problems, but you know, quite a big trick there. Plus, you've got Talos skip, which is actually faster now. And there were others. I think there's the one on Command Center in NG Plus. I don't know if that's a smash. That might be a stack. I don't know. There's a lot of level stacking or smashing or crushing. I don't know. But regardless, quite a big trick. Um, uh, and yeah, like quite a big trick. Got no QE to sub 20. And I suppose it also got any percent to sub 40, and it would have gotten ATB to sub 60 unless you don't do Blackwater. No, yeah, it would have. Anyway, big trick. Next we have ledge proxies in RaC 1. Yet another big trick with the camera. This one's only in RaC 1. I mean, I think it is. But it's still quite a discovery, because it just lets you, similarly to cam flips, it only requires the camera and the bomb glove, but you can do it anywhere, like where you have the opportunity, and it just lets you get quite a bit of height, which is not really easy to come by without the PDA or some other method. But yeah, you can see it there, making light work of beam jump, which used to be, a very difficult trick, but now is, I mean, I assume it's a fair bit easier now. So yeah, that's ledge proxies. And then we have Pokey Skip, although it's technically speaking, this is faster Pokey Skip in RaC 1. Because of course Pokey Skip was found last year, but at that point it was more of a technical demonstration. Like we can do this, and an incredible demonstration. But at the time it wasn't something for runs, right? It wasn't going to be faster. But it is faster now, which is crazy, and I feel like not enough people have recognized how crazy that is. That Pokey Skip is just faster now. Like, it's not only found, but it is faster. Hasn't found its way into a world record yet, but like I said earlier, Atapi's run gives a great showcase of what a future world record may look like. So maybe spoilers for the RaC Awards 2025. We might see something there. But yeah, if you want to watch the full Pokey Skip, I do have it in that video there. And yeah, it's I believe it's like 50 seconds faster in theory. I mean, I know. In theory is one thing, but it saves quite a bit of time in NG+. And I should have said ledge proxies were by Clank, and faster Pokey Skip by Pentali and also Clank, and Atapi. So, but yeah, so those are the 5 nominees. Now, let's get to the winners. In third place. And this was a very close one, overall. In third place on 13 votes, we have Level Smashing. In second place, on 15 votes, we have Faster Pokey Skip. And in first place, your Strat of the Year, with 17 votes, it's Gas. So congratulations to Gas, and massive W, because this is the first Strat of the Year for the PS3 games. We've had a few shots back in 2021, of course. Debug Trigger just barely didn't make it, came second to Range Boosting. In 2022, Auto Scroller Skip also just barely didn't make it. It was winning for a while, but then didn't end up winning. But yes, Gas is an absolutely gas trick, and very deserving of that top spot, because it's really just eliminated a lot of problems for Todd runners. And yes, if Robo wants to join VC again, I can drag you in. But yeah. Oh yeah, okay. Hold on a sec. Okay, you should be on stream now. Wait. Wait, hold on. Can you wait? Can you hear Robo on stream? Okay, wait, hold on.
I'm the first interview. That's pretty funny.
Okay, I think. Wait, can you say something?
Hello.
Okay, yeah, okay. You should. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now you can go.
Yeah, okay, it is working good. Okay, yeah. So last year it was RaC Skip the one shot of the year, and I said then that that was like the year of RaC 2. I wish I could say this was the year of Todd. It kind of, it's been active. It's been really good, but I think this is more of like a future for Todd hack. Because it's on really solid footing now, and like it has so much more potential for new runners. I really hope that people are going to give it a go now. I mean, some people already have, but like, there's so much potential. I hope we see it next year. If not, it'll be some year, the year after. It'll happen though. I'm glad that I could have like played a part in that. I'm not a crazy like top level Todd runner, but I'm glad I could also contribute to like the history of the game.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I agree.
that's all I have to say on that.
Yeah, it's like it
Yeah.
is.
And
You're
anyone,
right.
if you want to give, if you want to play Todd. It's a really fun speed game. You won't regret giving it a go. So it's the best time to ever play it is now.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. I think you've really improved the game, by quite some margin. It made it much more accessible to new runners. So, thank you for that. Um, but yeah, so if that's all you have to say, I will move on to the
Okay,
next
see you in 5
category.
minutes.
Okay. Right. So, all right. Next we have Strat Hunter of the Year. Um, so let's take a look at the nominees. Okay, right. For Strat Hunter of the Year. Right. Okay. First up, we have Robo, who obviously you just heard won Strat of the Year for Gas, and out, that was that was just one of the things that she did this year. In Ouya, she proved level smashing was possible on PS3, and then found applications in Blackwater Skip sugar-free ELDF, so you don't have to do the boxy now for ELDF. Command Center Skip as well, and weapon smuggling in Hundo, and I think it's just Hundo. Also made level stacking possible RTA and RaC 2. Hasn't led to anything yet, but still could lead to something in the future. Yeah, done quite a lot this year, and I believe she is the reigning Strat Hunter of the Year. Yes, yeah. So looking to make it 2 years in a row this year. That has been done by Fear and Asak. Okay, but yeah. So quite a Strat Hunter this year. Next up we have Keg, who has done quite a bit in RaC 1 this year, particularly with finding ledge proxies, but also contributing to PokeSkip, which as I mentioned before is now faster, but also helps make it possible on in any percent. In RaC 2, he found Electrolyzer 2 skip on PS3, and of course helped to route swing shotless for any percent. So quite a lot of contributions for RaC 1 and well, primarily RaC 1, but RaC 2 as well. Then we have Pentali, who was the main contributor towards PokeSkip in general. Back when it was found last year, but also making it faster this year. He's segmented for PokeSkip. It shows that it is faster. That it can save, almost like I think around 50 seconds in Energy Plus. So, once again, like the landscape of RaC 1 is looking like it's going to be changing in the future. When as soon as someone can give PokeSkip and Dust Hovers like a real shot. Okay. Next we have Mobius, who is a Strat Hunter veteran. Has been nominated, I think every single year has been nominated for Strat Hunter of the Year. Hasn't won it yet, but nominated every year. And once again, they continued to go through a number of games. In RaC 1, they helped to refine cam flips and skip the Magna Boots in 90%. In RaC 2, they contributed to routing swing shotless. In Deadlocked, they found a number of strats for the segmented run. In All for One, they skipped Reef Shallows, which I'm sure you all recognize how big of a skip that is. But yeah, once again, just an all-round Strat Hunter throughout the whole series. And yeah, they showed this year why they just continue to get nominated every single year. Very deserved for that many nominations. And then finally we have Sark, who is someone else who's been nominated quite a lot of times for Strat Hunter of the Year. Won it twice back in 2018 and 2019. And this year, he helped to discover applications of camera tech in RaC 1, finding time saves in every category. He also worked heavily to reroute and optimize ACM, particularly the grind there. In Size Matters, he managed to skip the shrink rate in 90% using file hugging, and found a mid-run time save in my Twitch chat while I was running Hundo, which saves 8 minutes. So thanks for that. But yeah, so those are our nominees, and let's get to the winners. Now, for third place, we do actually have a tie. We have two runners who both got 8 votes for Strat Hunter of the Year, and they are Clank and Mobius. You can see I performed the bronze guy duplication glitch there. Then we move on to second place. In second place with 13 votes, we have Isaac. And now, with 29 votes, quite an overwhelming win, your 2024 Strat Hunter of the Year is Robo. If you're... Probably could have just stayed in VC, to be honest, but if you want to come back to VC, I will drag you back in. Congratulations. A massive victory, really. 29 votes to 13. Okay, yes. Welcome back.
What do you mean I could have stayed? How was I supposed to know I would win? I hear every year, there's one thing I hear from people, and it's that there are no more strats left to find. People have got to stop saying that, okay? I'm making an announcement. It's a warning. Anyone who says that, you're on watch. Like, there are so many more strats to find. There's going to be a bunch of them found this year, hopefully. Because strats are like what keeps the game alive. No one wants to play the same game over and over and over again without any new strats. I don't know what 2025 is going to hold. I hope it has a bunch of cool strats. And yeah, that's about all I have to say on that.
Yeah, thank you, and congratulations. Um, yeah, we'll see what 2025 holds. It is always, it always feels like there's no more strats to find, but then somebody finds a new strat and it's like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. I suppose that, yeah, you could find that. Um, but now for sure there are no
Yeah.
more
Any
strats to
any
find.
predictions
No
in the
way.
chat?
Okay, we've got 2025 sack poker
We
skip.
had some we had some crazy predictions this year in
Yeah,
the
well,
Discord.
we had
People
we
were
had
actually correct
crazy.
about a lot of things.
Yeah, like let me hang on. I can probably find the conversation. Because well, I said like good auto scroller skip. Well, not exactly like that, but I'm not gonna find the conversation. But yeah, like we had good auto scroller skip, and I think I said pokey skip 2, which I mean that was correct. Um, and there was Pintali said black
And
water
Blackwater
skip.
skip. You can
Yeah,
hardly
which is
predicted that.
crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got to get on those predictions. Really, they seem to be pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
all right. Well, if okay, yeah, we will move on to the next category. So, all right, just two more awards now. And they're the run of the year and runner of the year. So, let's take a look at the nominees. Right. So, first up, of course, we have Ouya, NG plus no QE. I mean, I don't think anyone could have ever doubted that this was going to get nominated. No QE has been nominated every single year except for one. Has won the award every single year except for two. Came first and second for Run of the Decade. Just the uh, the category has really dominated this category of the awards. And of course, this year with Sub 20 by Scott Bozo, it, really just a landmark run. I mean, Sub 20 was unthinkable, really even this year. Um, if you go back 2 years ago, the world record was a 27. So, the fact that 8 minutes have been saved in this category, which was, really one of the most optimized in the series, in theory, just incredible. And in this run, Scotto has really put all the new stuff together and just really executed. Um, gotten and It's gotten a really good run. 1948, a run that certainly will not be forgotten anytime soon, because this I think people always say the last barrier, but I think we can all agree this is the last 10-minute barrier, right? If another 10-minute barrier happens, I will be very surprised. Now, next up, we have full series NG Plus by myself, 24/7 Yu-Gi-Oh! In 90826. This is a literally a big run. It's 9 hours long, has the entire series, the full series, NG Plus, and really just a very good run. It all really just came together here. Like every single game was at most 5 minutes off my PB. Right, most of them were like a couple minutes off my PB, and that's even including like All for One and RA, which for me like basically 2 hours long. So yeah, just a very good run. Contained the ACET world record, contains the co-op duology and PSB duology world records. Just a very clean run for what I was going for. The sum of world records in the series is like 17, I think. So only 2 hours off that, and probably like I think like an hour of that is from like PS4 and RA, and then probably almost an hour of that is from like up to SM. Um, so yeah, a big run. Then we have Going Mobile Series 60 Any%, also by me, in 958. Now, believe it or not, this is not actually the first time that this category has been nominated for Run of the Year. back in 2018, IN's 1057, I believe, 1051, was nominated for Run of the Year. And after that, IN went on to lower that quite a bit down to 1005. Well, eventually 1005 in 2020. And that world record stood for quite some time. It was still world record going into this year, along with his 1422 in Unlock Rhino. They were the longest standing world records in the year. They were the longest standing world record streaks in the series. And really, it did not seem like anyone was ever going to beat them. And, once I began, once I started running Going Mobile Series 60, I quickly realized, just how optimized they were, and how ahead of his time Iron had been. So it was a real grind to get down to that 958. I ended up tying the 1005 twice, which is kind of crazy. And then finally, I got a run that saved 7 seconds, just got it in under sub 10, and I can definitely say that's the last 10-minute barrier. Yeah, so a landmark run there. I imagine this run will last for quite some time. I don't see that being beaten for a long time. Then we have Ouya Any Percent, similarly to No QE, another huge barrier break, sub 40 in Any Percent, and not just sub 40 but sub 39 with a 38, by Scotto Bozo. And it brings all the new strats together. It really executes well. You can see there the kill that it does on Nefarious is this is pretty funny, really, because it just melts his health. Like another landmark run that's going to be pretty difficult to beat. You can even see in that video here, Scotto dies there and then basically gets brought back to life by the XP, which is pretty crazy. That's Ouya Any Percent. And then we have SAC NG Plus. Now, you might be surprised to see SAC NG Plus here, but I think it certainly deserves its place, because back in 2021. The world record was a 1656 by Jasper, and that stood until this year, going into 2024, until it was beaten by 2 seconds by Ratchet Runner with a 1654, and then Scary managed to get a 1655, which made the boards 1654, 55, 56, which is kind of incredible, really. That's the closest top three. I can't think of any other category that would have had a top 3 that close, except QFB Any Percent, but that's that's a 4-minute category, right? So a very close board, but then Scary managed to cut 10 seconds off and skip straight to a 1644, which Ratchet Runner is right now attempting to beat, and it's not easy. Okay, yes, Ace at FFM, sure, that is closer. But yeah, so those are your nominees for Run of the Year. Now, let's get to the winners. So, in third place, on 14 votes, we have SAC NG Plus. In second place, on 17 votes, we have Full Series NG Plus. And in first place, on 25 votes, we have Ouya NG Plus No QE. So congratulations, Scotto, and congratulations to the SAC Pack, I have to say, because didn't win, but I don't think anyone could have guessed going into these awards that SAC NG Plus was going to take home third. But yes, congratulations to Scotto for taking home No QE's fifth run of the year title and sixth run title. But yeah, Scotto. Well, okay, Scotto's saying the gameplay speaks for itself. So, yeah, right. So, I'm assuming Scotto is not doing a speech for that. Then, right. Okay. Now, in that case, we have... Okay. We have one category left. And of course, it is Runner of the Year. Runner of the Year, it's... I mean, look... I think it's fair to say it's... Well, it's a big award. And interestingly, it has been... it's been won by a different person every single year. Nobody yet has managed to win it twice. In 2018, it was won by Scotto. In 2019, Franz. In 2020, Zem. In 2021, Fear. In 2022, myself. In 2023, Emerald. So let's see what happens this year. Let's take a look at the nominees. So, first up, we have Scotto Bozo. Now, obviously, he just won the run of the year with no QE, but that was just one of the things that he's done this year. Managed to sweep Ouya, the second person ever to sweep Ouya, and the first to do it with the current list of categories with all collectibles. And within that sweep, the times are basically all a massive barrier break, right? You had sub 20 no QE, sub 40 any percent, sub hour ATB, which is an incredible combo, really. Plus you have sub 8 in NG plus, and some really solid all collectibles and hundo times. So not just sweeping the boards, but whatever's beyond sweeping, I guess it's vacuuming the boards, I suppose. And that was just Ouya. Then you also have RaC to 90%, which is the currently the longest standing world record streak in the series, and it's looking pretty set to become the longest world record streak of all time. And Scotto is absolutely not letting up on that. A few world records throughout the year, and now implementing swing shotless, which is one of the hardest routes in the series. Just incredible. I think by this point, Scotto, maybe not just yet, but I think pretty soon he's going to be 3 or 4 Woo Pashes ahead of second place. Like that is his category. And yeah, so Scotto just had a phenomenal year, really. And as I mentioned before, looking to become the first person to win Runner of the Year twice. But he's not the only one. Next, we have myself, 24/7 Yu-Gi-Oh. Now, I went into this year with 6 sweeps. And I don't think many people would have thought that I was going to expand on that into this year. But, well, I did. I have almost 8 sweeps now. I swept Going Mobile, as I mentioned before, clearing out IN's incredible times. The only world record standing from 2019 and 2020. Yeah, so did that in Going Mobile. In Size Matters, I've, used file hugging to beat the world records. I, shaved 6 minutes off any percent to get that to sub 30. 6 minutes off ATB to get that to sub 40. I mean, that happened yesterday, but still, this year. Plus, NG Plus and Honda world records. And, that's as well. I, did full factor. And, a fair few multi-game runs. I also improved a bunch of my world records from previous years. Todd NG Plus, Ace at NG Plus, a bunch of all for one world records. So, pretty crazy year, I would say. But next up, I mean, everyone here's had a crazy year, right? But next up, we have Yukari, who has been you might know Yukari as a deadlock runner primarily, but they did get deadlocked world records this year. No LC 37-36, and any percent 108. But they also got some pretty big runs in RaC 1. They took any percent world record, and AGB world record still has AGB world record. And so that overlap between RaC 1 and deadlocks, that's not something you see. You don't really see it at all. I mean, they're two quite different games, and they're both two very competitive games. RaC 1, RaC 1 any percent AGB, pretty big categories really, as well as no LC. So to be able to hold on to and run those two categories those two games at world record level, both at once is pretty incredible. And yeah, another great year for Yukari, I'd say. I think this is the second nomination in a row. But yeah, next we have Torbulin, the Boxy God. Torbulin, going into this year, you probably would not have thought that he was going to be a contender for Runner of the Year, but he has absolutely proven it. He got no QE world record back in I don't know where it was, but it was earlier in the year with a 2059, which is pretty incredible, really, because no QE, one of possibly the run of the year results certainly show it is the most prestigious category in the series, it seems. And to be able to take that world record after being a rookie last year, he wasn't even that far off being a rookie for this year. That is incredible, really. And he has just mastered boxes in particular, but really, he's really just become a top level Ouya runner. No QE world record, also got world record in NG Plus, I think a couple of times, a few times, and yeah, really, a stellar year for his second year running RaC. Just an incredible year for him. And then we have Franz Core. Now, Franz didn't necessarily stream or run that much this year, but he didn't really need to. Basically, he would come back and de-rust, quote unquote, but it wasn't really a de-rust if you're, getting world record that stream. He came back and took any percent world record when he lost that. Came back and took ACM world record. I guess he didn't lose that, but still, while a bunch of people were playing ACM, he just came in and took it and got it down to a 208. And so, yeah. Also, someone who has won Runner of the Year before, back in 2019. And he just continues to be the GOAT of RaC 1. It is not a question. Franz is the goat of RaC 1. You know, usually where with you know that the title of a goat, it's, you know, there's always some dispute, but I don't think anyone is going to doubt that Franz is the RaC 1 goat, and, you know, continue to show why this year. But those are the nominees. So now it's time for the 2024 Runner of the Year. In third place, on 8 votes, we have Franzcore. In second place, on 20 votes, we have 24/7 Yu-Gi-Oh! And in first place, on 30 votes, your 2024 Runner of the Year, Scotto Bozo. Sorry, Tall Bull fans. But yeah, Scotto, if you just want to let the gameplay speak for itself, that's fine. But if you want to join VC and give a speech, you can. Oh wait, yeah, that is. Hold on. You're right. I'm not sure how that happened. Anyway, yes. There you go. So, Runner of the Year for this. Oh, yes, here's got it. I'll let him talk. Hello, congratulations.
Okay, so, look. This year's been crazy. All the new Ouya strats. Absolutely insane. We got ELDF barely implemented into anything yet. We got Black Water Skip just coming out. We got even more stuff in NG+. And all I did was just grind Ouya the whole time. And somehow, I got good enough time. Like, somehow these strats were just good enough that everything lined up perfectly. Like, it's actually crazy that these strats would allow for 3 different huge barriers in, like, the 3 most popular Ouya categories. Sub 60 ATB, honestly, that's probably the weakest run in the game right now, but it's still really cool that a barrier could be broken like that. And, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first time that, like, an Ouya run has been shorter than its RaC 2 counterpart. So it's just been a huge year for Ouya.
Yeah, I mean, that is, I think that's probably true. I can't really verify that right now, but yeah, that's incredible. And you have had an incredible year. And I mean, look, it did line up, but, you know, it was incredible to watch, I have to say. So yeah, congratulations on both Runner of the Year and Run of the Year, and also Video of the Year. But yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, that video took a lot of time. And I remember telling myself, I'm not going to do any Ouya runs until I'm done with that video, and it was absolutely worth it. I'm very happy with how the video turned out.
Yeah, it turned out
And then
great.
thoughts for next year? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna get the 35 in RaC 2 any percent. I'm gonna mess up RaC 2 next year. But I'm also gonna call out my man, Zem92, because he keeps talking about running Ouya. And I will give you competition if you run Ouya. But until then, it's RaC 2 all the way.
Okay, well the challenge is there. I mean, RaC 2 Ouya, whatever you run next year, it's gonna be pretty cool to watch. Hopefully you can finally get the Aranos 2 strat to cooperate, so you can get that 35. But yeah, once again, congratulations. And yeah, do you have anything else to say? Okay, well, there you have it. Those are your I don't know why it's lagging so much, but those are your 7 winners of the RaC Awards. Rookie of the Year, Atapi. Community Member of the Year, Asak. Video of the Year, the UNG Plus World Record Explained by Scotto. Strat of the Year, Gas and Tools of Destruction by Robo. Strat Hunter of the Year, Robo. Run of the Year, UNG Plus No QE, 1948 by Scotto. And Runner of the Year, Scotto Bozo. Now, I do have one last thing before we go. But yeah, when is clip of the year? Okay, well, I don't have clip of the year, but I do have something. So that's the RaC Awards done. There are the awards, and I think you'll enjoy this.
You have to reinsert the mod.
Do I? Oh, for God!
Yes.
What the
You have to
fuck?
reinsert the
Dude. Oh, let's go, man.
Where's my speed, brother? Where's my clip, brother? No, seriously, what is going on?
Or Naru getting all the rare titanium he needs on AP.
Are you fucking joking?
Good job, you've crippled him. Hold on, I'm moving in. Latch onto my ship and...
What? Okay.
All I'm saying is 14th is the brave, so let's go. What?
Hello?
What? Huh?
Oh my god. What the fuck?
Just in case I start fucking up a bit. Whoa, what the fuck was that? Did you see that glitch?
That's in Daku! That's in Daku! Why?
me Zem. The only people who can call me by my... What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
I'm still a RaC 1 mod. I can maybe delete someone else's run out the top 10. Find evidence they spliced or something.
What did I just equip? What's that menuing? I was trying to skip the cutscene.
Bro.
Okay, God, this sucks. This run's bad. This one is bad. Now, but I can still keep it.
How is everyone? We're talking very serious about work ethic and how the younger generation has been kind of screwed over. Yo! Yo! What the? Somebody clip it! I can't even see what I'm doing for lab skit. Why is my helmet not a helmet?
I don't, like, it's kind of hard to tell, just, because, like, I don't know what the... What? Oh, he lied. He said, I can't go... Woohoo!
Et je suis parti où?
Will this mess me up in the future? Ah, whatever. I love feet. No.
This is just fall off stage.
God.
I thought all you could do is shitpost. Just kidding, love you, man. Which missile missed? Are you absolutely kidding me? Clip that. Someone clip that. Someone clip that. I don't care. I don't care who it does. Someone clip that.
Nice. So you actually have to like... No, it's not gonna be 124! What? What? What?
Oh, you mean my server?
Yeah.
Huh?
This is the level of gameplay that gets you a 25. Ouch! What?
I am ready.
Look at my screen.
What? What? Are you fucking kidding me? What?
You is quite handy.
Come the fuck on. What? Why is the burner here? Okay, thanks, I guess.
There's no way.
Yeah.
What? What?
Ah, fuck it. Fuck!
Bro. Bro. Watch now, this is gonna be the sickest Clank after that. Fuck. Fuck.
Are you fucking kidding me? I was jumping. I was jumping, dude.
First try, maybe? Second try?
We don't know because nobody plays it.
That box just fell down.
Wait,
No
what?
boxes on gold turbo.
What if the boxes are actually a thing in this game? Could be accurate.
Acid boxes.
Dude, considering the physics, it could be a thing. Turbo open aces, we are finding boxes
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
this skip, that's right.
We're finding boxes in aces right now.
Oh yeah, what? No way.
Huh? Sorry?
Oh. Wait, so if I do this... Oh my god! Yes! Yes! Are you fucking kidding me?
Wait, what? What? Wait, kill the other protopet, maybe.
No.
Okay. Maybe.
No, dude! It's so flux.
Room for improvement, for sure. Which makes me go, fuck, that number could be even better. What the fuck is that? Bro, no way! Double death? What?
Do I knew? Of course I knew. What the fuck? Don't make me laugh. You're pissing me off.